Panic on the plates. Understanding the sudden rise in rice prices and shortages, a crisis echoing the toilet paper panic. By author name. Date: August 8, 2025. Rice, the humble grain that feeds half the world, is making headlines once again, not for innovation in agriculture or gourmet creations, but because it's disappearing from store shelves and breaking price records globally. The sudden rise in rice prices and widespread shortages has left consumers frustrated, governments scrambling for solutions, and analysts comparing the chaos to the infamous toilet paper panic during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. But what exactly triggered this domino effect in the global rice market? Why are shelves empty, and is panic buying fueling the fire? Let's dive deep into the economic, environmental, political, and psychological factors that have created the perfect storm behind this global rice crisis. A grain in crisis. The global picture. 1. Droughts and floods. Climate chaos hits rice fields. Extreme weather is now the main villain in the unfolding rice drama. In India, the world's largest rice exporter, delayed monsoons followed by sudden torrential rains have devastated major growing regions like West Bengal and Punjab. Farmers report crop losses ranging from 20% to 40%, drastically affecting yield. In Thailand and Vietnam, two other major rice producers, El Niño has brought drought conditions that severely reduced water availability for paddy cultivation. This has led to lower planting rates, reduced output, and fears of further decline if current trends continue. Rice is highly water dependent. When the monsoon fails, the entire system collapses, said Dr. Nalini Raghavan, an agricultural climatologist at the International Rice Research Institute. The global supply chain is now under significant strain. And as in all such supply crises, the prices are going up, fast. 2. From fields to fork. The economic impact. 2. The domino effect. How export bans made things worse. In an attempt to protect domestic food security, India recently banned exports of non-basmati white rice, a decision that sent shockwaves through global markets. The ban, affecting over 40% of India's rice exports, has caused a price spike of more than 25% in global markets within just 2 weeks. This has particularly impacted import-dependent countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia. Governments around the world are now forced to look for alternatives, at higher costs and lower quantities. Rice buyers are now entering bidding wars, just like they did for face masks and hand sanitizer in 2020, remarked Carlos Mendez, a food supply analyst at the World Food Program. 3. Speculators and hoarders. Price manipulation in play. Whenever there's fear of shortage, the market doesn't just react, it overreacts. Traders and middlemen are accused of stockpiling rice, inflating prices artificially. Large rice warehouses in Dubai, Singapore, and Hong Kong are reportedly holding back millions of tons, waiting for prices to rise further. This is classic commodity speculation. It's not about feeding people, it's about profit, said economist Aisha Kamala from the University of Cape Town. 3. Deja vu. Comparing the rice panic to toilet paper shortages. 4. Same psychology, different product. The current rice panic resembles the toilet paper shortage during the pandemic, not just in its suddenness but in consumer behavior. In March 2020, store shelves emptied of toilet paper due to fears of lockdowns, despite there being no real shortage in supply. The panic was consumer-driven. Today, rice aisles in Tokyo, Karachi, Lagos, and even London are witnessing the same scenes: long queues, carts full of rice bags, and frantic shoppers ignoring purchase limits. Behavioral psychologist Dr. Meena Tanaka explains, toilet paper was a symbol of security and preparedness in a crisis. For many cultures, rice is the ultimate staple. When people fear they won't have enough rice, logic goes out the window. 5. Social media fuel. Misinformation and mass hysteria. Much like the viral Facebook posts in 2020 that falsely claimed toilet paper would be out for months, similar rumors are now spreading across TikTok, WhatsApp, and X, formerly Twitter. Hashtags like #RiceShortage and #BuyNowRice are trending in multiple languages. Some videos falsely suggest that rice won't be available for the next 6 months, triggering mass buying. Governments and food agencies are trying to counter the misinformation, but often too late to stop panic. IV. What it means for consumers. 6. Rising prices, shrinking plates. In many developing countries, rice makes up over 70% of daily calorie intake. As prices rise, so does food insecurity. In Bangladesh, low-income families now spend 45% of their daily income on rice alone, leaving little for vegetables, meat, or education. In the Philippines, the government has begun price capping, but this has led to black market rice sales, again, a page out of the pandemic playbook. Consumers in the West are also feeling the pinch, albeit differently. Japanese rice brands have seen a 40% price hike, and specialty rice varieties like jasmine and basmati are disappearing from organic stores in the US and UK. 7. Rationing returns. Supermarkets implement limits. Just as toilet paper was limited to 2 packs per customer, in 2020, supermarkets in multiple countries are now imposing similar rules on rice. Australia's largest supermarket chain, Coles, announced that customers can purchase a maximum of 2 5kg bags per visit. It's not ideal, but it's necessary to make sure everyone gets something, said store manager Liam O'Connor in Sydney. V. Government responses and policy reactions. 8. National stockpiles. Too little, too late. Countries like China and the US maintain strategic grain reserves, but these are often slow to release. Japan has started tapping into its rice reserves to stabilize the market, but experts warn that the reserves weren't built for panic buying scenarios. In Africa, where rice is mostly imported, governments are negotiating emergency shipments, but it may take weeks to arrive. We are seeing a breakdown in the just-in-time model of food distribution, noted policy analyst Drive. Farouk Hamid. 9. Calls for global cooperation. The UN's Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) has called for global coordination to prevent hoarding and speculation. They are urging major exporters to avoid protectionist policies and ensure the smooth flow of grains across borders. Food crises should not be nationalistic. Hunger knows no borders, said FAO Director General Ku Dongyu. V. Long-term solutions. Can we avoid future rice shocks? 10. Diversifying diets and production. Many experts argue that part of the solution lies in diet diversification. Countries heavily dependent on rice must invest in alternative grains like millet, quinoa, and maize. Rice monoculture is risky, especially under climate change, said Dr. Mina Iyer, an agronomist at the University of Tokyo. Governments are also pushing for climate-resilient rice strains that use less water and survive extreme weather, though these may take years to implement on a large scale. 11. Tech to the rescue. AI and satellite monitoring. In the long term, technology may play a key role in preventing future shortages. Satellite monitoring is now being used to track crop health and yield estimates in real time, allowing governments to make informed decisions. AI-powered forecasting tools are being tested in India and Indonesia to predict rice shortages months in advance, potentially avoiding panic. We need to treat food security with the same urgency we treated COVID, said Masako Hoshino, head of Japan's Food Tech Initiative. 7. Final thoughts. Is the rice crisis the new normal? The sudden spike in rice prices and the global shortage may feel like déjà vu, a reminder of how fragile our global systems can be. Just like toilet paper during the pandemic, rice is now more than a product, it's a symbol of vulnerability and preparedness. But it's also a wake-up call. Governments, consumers, and corporations alike need to learn from past mistakes. Transparent communication, rapid policy response, and international cooperation are key to preventing future panic. And for the everyday consumer, the lesson is clear: panic doesn't solve problems, it creates them. Key statistics as of August 2025. Global rice prices, up by 38% compared to August 2024. India's rice export ban affects 9 million tons of annual supply. Average price of 5 kilograms basmati rice in Japan, 2,200 yen, up from 1,500 yen in 2024. Rice inflation impact. 62 million people added to Global Food Insecurity Index since June. Top trending social media tags. Hashtag rice shortage, hashtag buy now rice, #rice crisis 2025. Conclusion. As with any global crisis, the current rice shortage reflects a combination of natural disasters, human behavior, and systemic vulnerabilities. It reminds us that in an interconnected world, no crisis remains local for long. Whether it's toilet paper or rice, the root issue isn't just supply, it's trust. Trust in systems, in leadership, and in each other. Until that trust is rebuilt, the world may continue to bounce from one panic to another, whether it's in the pantry or on the plate.